eventually the world will move towards socialism。什么意思？就是最后啊，世界是走向社会主义的，这是毫无疑问的啊，这是世界人民的这个向往，哎，因为呢，this is the people of the world what they want. The people needs peaceful. Our problem in the world 我们现在的问题 is the financial capitalism. Financial capitalism. Socialism has been, polluted, or they have said bad words, called to say, let me check, 污名化啊 that's a very important word, 污名化 stigmatization 啊stigmatize, okay, stigmatized, communism 啊 Marxism, 列宁 Stalin, 毛泽东 they all say it's evil. They are all evils. I have been living in the Mao Zedong time. I have studied Chinese history at least, right? So I don't have the same feeling as those people in the West, what they have said. 沈腾 recently 沈腾 let me check. 沈栋不是沈腾，沈栋 is a Chinese capitalism. Capitalist. How this guy make money? Working with the Chinese government high level officials, including Wen Jiabao, premier of the China, former premier Wen Jiabao family. Wen Jiabao's wife, not directly involved with Wen Jiabao, but with the family, his wife, Miss Zhang. Of course, Wen Jiabao is a Communist Party member. However, his family owns over $3 billion wealth. But according to Shen Dong, he wrote a book. Shen Dong wrote some book. Let me check the book. Read Gangbo Shen Dong. Okay, let me check. Shen Dong, yeah, Shen Dong. Shen Dong wrote a book. Red Roulette. Okay. Cannot read. Let me check. Anywho. Red Roulette. Yeah. His English is very good. I think the problem with him is the English level. His English is very good. Many Chinese so-called scholars have a very good English level. Speaking not broken, right? He can speak fluently and use some big word, right? With some like elite manner. That's the image created by the financial capitalism through the media, through the scholars, through university, through the intellectuals. They create a high, noble manner to attract people, ordinary people. They don't have the wealth to behave like the noble man because you have to dress better. You have dress with, jewelries. Your one shirt worth like $100,000, $1,000,000. one pair of shoes, $1 million, or at least, yeah, tens of thousands of dollars. Easy. One meal was like $200,000. One banquet, it's only one meal for one person. So how common people can afford this? And they created, the value they created is by financial means, money. We all know money is simple. Notes is a paper, was nothing. But they print on that dollar amount, said in God we trust. Looks like in heaven we have to spend the dollars, the money too. If there heaven, the heaven exists, the heaven will not have money. Money is the origin for all, sadness, all disasters, all risks, all unsettlement, all uneasiness. People feel unsafe because we may lose money. We have to make money, but the money we make, once we make money, we put it into the bank, the money start devaluation, depreciation. The stock market, the real estate market, is the tomb field for the labor. For the labor value, the value created by the labor was returned to zero because the financial market. They fluctuate the prices and the value of whatever you have. The big money behind. They play the game, eventually turn the so-called property of the ordinary people to zero. We can see we cannot afford a house. When we have a house, we have to pay tax, we have to depreciation, we have to repair. So many issues, and it seems the price of the real estate, the price of the house is going up, but the money value is going down. Even though the house, in some case, the house could reserve the value of the cash, but the cash, in the Detroit, the money, the house tend to be $0. Was nothing. What is the reason? And the common people, the majority of the 8 billion population of human being in the world, they do not control this. That's how I feel. Me too. I'm a noble, but I have to live, right? I have to make money. I have to pay tax. I have to, pay the education for our children, and the house expenses, the car, everything we need, because they created a society. You cannot live without the assets, so-called assets. Every asset we have is a consumption, is something depreciating. The value of the assets we bought going down. Because they are playing the capitalism, the financial capitalism, playing with the finance, with the money. Right? They connect the value of the notes with gold ones. And then they said, no, we do not connect with the gold. We connect with the oil, petroleum. And then now, I don't know, because the petroleum doesn't, recognize the dollar. The dollar, and we have bitcoins. We have the, virtual money, neutral wealth. But we need to come back to the origin, come back to the reality. So how we people survive? food, house, clothes, traffic, transportation. That's it. What satisfy or what will be satisfying is all the material things, all the real industries, all the agricultures, not the paper. But the paper decide how do you get all those things to in order for you to survive. That's too much already. We need to find a way to get rid of money. That is fundamental problem of the human society. Communism is created by to the to to get rid of the private property system or money value system. We could we could keep money, but we need to keep the value stable. We need that because we have technology. We have technology to control the value, and we can know because we do not, as some people say, like there are only a couple of thousand families owns more than half of the world wealth. This has to be changed. I think the world was controlled by those those families in certain way. Therefore, there are wars, there are government, change, and there are killings, there are murders. Like in Ukraine, right? The back we all know now Ukraine is owned by the capitalism, financial capitalism. The war gave this, I don't know the company, I don't remember the company. I know it in Chinese, but I don't want to check it. Right? The capitalism owns the Ukraine, a big country, over 40 million people, and the well, the grain, the food they produce. They have big land, platinum land growing so much agriculture, and also heavy industries. Ukraine used to own 5,000 nuclear head, 5,000 nuclear head, but Ukraine gave it up, and now it's attacked by Russia. And Russia and Ukraine was used to be two countries, used to be one country. So, which is a socialism country? Socialism Russia, right? Communism Russia, USSR used to be. Now because in the last century, the 90s of last century, the stupid guy gave up socialism, and they say they have send me 给我一个链接，上次也没给啊，你哪怕现在打出来这个链接好不好？ Yeah. So I'm trying to pass because no more people doesn't know. You do it right now because I check with your comments area. You didn't give me the and I went to your channel, and you are not broadcasting, so I don't know. And when so you give me right now, okay? Otherwise, I don't know. We have come time to spend time together, right? I value this time to talk. Yeah, to talk in Chinese or in English. I want people in the world, especially the people who doesn't know Chinese, the language, and they never been to China, and they follow the media or follow the capitalism to think that China is bad or whatever, the system or whatever they criticize. They don't know. If you don't know, how can you judge? That's why I have spent so much time to find out all the information, I think you need to know, because the mainstream media, they don't pass this message to you. They create a value. The value, they think you need to dress like a millionaire. You need to like dress like a street, right? You need to have some perfume. So whatever, this all costs money. So that means you need to have money in order to show off like you are valuable. That's what I think. That's their trick. Their trick, their阴谋。let me check 阴谋怎么写啊。That's their conspiracy, right? Conspiracy. Yeah, that's their conspiracy. So that's conspiracy, right? And people too busy, because people want to make a living. I think 3 stages. You live, you make a living, and you make a life. We people need to make a life together. We need to see the conspiracy. We need to, fight to win this war against capitalism. Because capitalism is the cause of our miserable life. We make money, we cannot put it into a bank, because tomorrow the money going down, the interest rate, they are in charge. The interest rate going up and down. We don't know why, we don't know how. We borrow money to buy a house, but the interest of the loan is determined by the bank. They decide today you have to pay more, tomorrow you can pay less. Nowadays, in Canada, the interest rate going up 10 times, and then eventually going up again, maybe 20 times. I heard, I never been there that bad time, right? I'm still a new immigrant, but almost 30 years in Canada. I heard there were time the interest rate was 20%. 20%. Could be because they decide, even though you sign a contract with the bank, you don't have a say. Otherwise, they won't loan you, and you need a loan. You need money. So therefore, you have to agree. And the legal system is protecting this kind of unfair treaty. That's the truth. Right? Everybody sign an unfair treaty with the bank. Who owns the bank? Financial capitalism. They own the country. They own the country. Yes, you can go to constitution law or the all level of court, but the court protect contract. When you sign a contract, you're dead. You have to follow contract, and if you don't sign the contract, you don't have life. You don't have money to pay the mortgage, right? I mean, you don't have the money for the mortgage. If you don't have mortgage, you have to pay cash for the house. That's big money. Not everybody can do that. Can you do that? You can pay, $1 million, $2 million for a house, small house, tiny house nowadays in Toronto. Easy. 2 million. 1 million, you can't find a $1 million house. Or rubbish. You need if you buy a $1 million house, you need to spend another million to make it true. I mean, to make it livable. In China back then, why I miss Chairman Mao's era? We even live in a very small, crowded place, but we don't have worry, we don't have pressure, we don't have death. Right? They give you money, you have death, then you become slave. 房奴, right? In China, 房奴, the slave for their house, that's to the bank. The 车奴, the slave of the car, that's for the automatic company. And also financial company to support the marketing of the automatic automobiles. They create a system. If you have no car, you cannot live. That's the system they are giving us. We become a slave. We need to buy a car. We need to buy a house. We need to spend on gasoline. We need to spend on electricity. We need to spend on internet. We need to spend so much clothing. I mean, you know, we cover our private genital, right? That's it. We don't need clothes, especially in the summer. We don't need a lot of clothes. But why we need to dress up like a idiot? The capitalism is idiot, and the people like a crowd, especially the Chinese people, because they came from socialism country. When they see they cannot resist so much smart capitalism. You know, the capitalism know how to propagate to promote their ideas. They want you have, you know, they have created like even Nobel, even the some like meetings, yeah, galaxy 啊，名媛会看看啊，socialite 啊，socialites. They create so much socialites. They want you dress expensive clothes. They want you drive luxury cars. Over 10 million US dollar or even more. Some house over hundreds of millions US dollar. Does it worth that money? No, I don't think so. But they play this game. They want everybody says that's valuable. That's upper society. But to most of our common people, we don't need that. At least you live your way, right? You are rich, right? We can explore how you guys, your family become rich. Trace back to the history. Most of them with blood, with with murder, with robber, right? You can trace all these rich, how they get rich. You have to study the history. So in the history, everybody know they all come from robbery, come from piracy, come from violence. They inherited this kind of so-called wealth, and they created the wealth, the concept of wealth, to drive the common people to work. Nowadays they say, okay, well, you don't, labor work doesn't make value, create value, but why you make people work? Why you created the so-called job market? If you think a job they done has no value, or they only make they only pay the people. OK，你已经开了吗？Yeah，阿杰讲了。OK，anyway，I'm talking about the capitalism because I want everybody knows this, so I use the. So China is, when it reform and the open policy started, the purpose, at least in the decision, in the communist central committee's decision. Okay, well, give me 10 minutes. Okay, So because they made a decision, they made a decision to to overcome so-called economic difficulties. But I don't see. GDP. I cannot say GDP is a bad indicator, but GDP doesn't represent the true level of the society, economy, and the political situation of people's life. They don't. We need to recalculate. Uh, we need to calculate. We need to evaluate. The world, how we going where, because we create too much trouble. We say the environment issue, the global warming. The problem was created by the capitalism because capitalism wants everything going fast. So they, for example, they want the cash flow 10 times a year or 20 times a year. Then they get like one small thing you run 10 to 20 times. That's 20 times hurting to the environment, to the nature. It creates heavy, so serious, global warming or environmental issues. Even in Toronto, we can experience 40-degree, 36-degree, or even more higher summer temperature. Not that long, That's not like in China, 40 degrees, 36 degrees. My wife and my daughter was experience very, very, heat, temperature and weather in China everywhere. In Canada, even this northern country, right? It's so too much warm. It's a problem. We have to deal with it. And people in the Harvard University or Oxford University or Tsinghua University, Beijing University, I don't think they have seriously studied these directions. In China, many scholars they already abandoned the communism ideas, but they replace with the imitation of the Western system. But the Western system has the fundamental problems we are dealing with. I mean, the U.S. company people, Canada people, right? Everybody is facing difficulties. We don't have, we don't have, we don't have the method to deal with it because eventually our property, so-called property, will go into zero. Eventually, everybody. Nah. So everybody ends up with zero property. Why? Because financial capitalism, they play with the values. They, determine the price. So how can you know, master your life? You are controlled by the capitalism, financial capitalism. And the financial capitalism become evil. I don't know why they need that kind of feel. They will die too. But because they have money, they can purchase some kind of even human organs to replace their decaying organs, so they can live longer, maybe 2 years, even 10 years longer. So what? Why you had such bad feeling because of your desire, you're greedy to control the world, or I don't know what makes you so proud of what you're doing to the people. Why you don't liberalize the people? Let people get liberalized from the financial burden or pressure. Thank you, Aji. I'll go to your channel to talk with you. Thank you, Robert. Bye bye.